Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to It's Something to Do with Pete and Will. We promise it's something to do. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to It's Something to Do. We promise it's something to do. And again, with Will on paternity leave, I have a wonderful guest. Relatable. He's my brother.
Welcome to the show. Ben
Osterhaus.
Oh yeah, that one right there. We're excited for you guys to join us. That's what I'm talking about. There we go. How's everybody doing?
You want more on you?
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
So what's going on? How is it that we're having this conversation? It's fantastic, and I couldn't be happier to have you. It's Ben is a very big part of obviously my life. He's one of my best friends, and
beautiful.
Well, hey. You're going down on the.
Well, now you're bringing it like you're making it serious.
Well, but
I didn't fly out 6 hours to, I appreciate that, but
but it's true.
We have an audience here,
Yeah.
And
well, no, we have an audience. There's one person that watches this, and it's Mom.
Hi, Mom. I hate it.
We're gonna try not to swear, but we can't promise anything.
We'll see how this goes.
Yeah. No, but Ben is an amazing marketing and graphic artist.
This is still lame. We're not. You can't. Come on. Let's cut right to the chase.
There's no chase.
We were talking about roosters earlier, and we should just get right into the stories and the headlines that we saw from earlier this week. And we should just let's get right into this week's headlines of what we saw.
Well, and as you can tell, Ben is as snarky as I am, and he sounds exactly like I do. So what was the rooster story that you wanted to get to so badly?
So there was a rooster, and there was a hen, and they won,
No, they shot the rooster off the hen.
Right, exactly. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Come on.
You go.
Yeah. Nuts.
No, you go with that. Right here. Yes. So,
apparently they were upset that the rooster was on the hen, and some of this stuff we're going to be rehashing. We've talked about before. I'm sorry, we're a little bit overlit, but we're shooting this very late at night. The thing I'd like to talk about with you is the stuff that you do, and really how important it is, and I am so proud of what you do. Not that you need to hear that from me necessarily, but
I do.
You're really talented.
And we're going to go into it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You're really talented too, and I love you. Hey, can we just cut the camera off real quick? We're having a moment.
No, but it's true. Like you're extremely talented. You work with so many different major organizations, and you put things together that unfortunately one of them is this.
No, I like this.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
And I like helping the endeavors of my siblings when they branch out with their creativity and rock and roll with it. And so it's been a pleasure being able to do this with you.
Yeah. Am I rocking and rolling?
I'm using that loosely. But the point is that you're branching out there, and it's great, and I think it's awesome. Gosh,
Sell it, Ben.
what an awful thing to say. I mean, the point is
no, but what I was saying is your ability in graphic arts and marketing and things like that is just really inspiring, and I'm glad to have you as my brother and a best friend.
oh well, thank you.
Yeah.
Are we memorializing each other right now? Let's
Sure.
get to the headlines and these notes that we have, because I want to know what each of one of these means, and I want to give some insight into it.
Well, but I also want to know about you, like the reason why we're having these conversations.
Also,
Don't read the notes.
I can't help it because I want to dive right into each one of these.
Most people are in Zoom and they have no idea what's happening.
Oh yeah, sorry. So everything here is totally off the cuff, and it's pre-planned and memorized.
Yeah, well, you pick one. Let's see. It's up to you.
All right.
We've got 30 of them in front of us.
So one I'm particularly intrigued by is no toilets.
Well, we talked about that.
You already talked about it? Probably not in depth. I don't think that you really unpacked the no toilets, and then people have to wear diapers going into somebody's house. And I kind of like that idea. You know, actually, what a lot of people don't know is when I flew out here and I sat right behind the lavatory, which is neat, what they call the bulkhead apparently, or whatever like that. But every 30 minutes, it was a heinous smell of people wearing diapers, maybe right next to me. And so Michael, who I met, who was really nice and talked for a long time, I thought it was him. And I thought that he was doing that every 30 minutes. And then I realized, no, it's when everybody flushes after Hank goes into the lavatory. And that's what we were getting. I was getting the septic.
Hank is one of our biggest fans.
Oh, sorry, Hank. Dale. So Dale, every time Dale went into the bathroom and they flushed, I got the septic smell coming through the air vent. And I'm wearing a mask, mind you. And so anyway, so that the no toilets and diapers hits home, close to home, after my experience getting out here.
But the story also includes that when they come over, they're handed a diaper
to Dale's house
to not use the restroom.
Yeah.
Which, so
I don't mind so much. I'm kind of, if they have adult diapers for everybody, I'm okay with that a little bit.
You're down with people handing you a diaper when you walk into their house for like a dinner party? Like, well, where do you put it on immediately, or do you take your pants off?
Well, see, dinner party is different than like just a casual hangout. If it's a casual hangout and I don't have to leave the porch to go, then fine. A dinner party, like if I'm dressed up for it, I don't know. I'd try anything once. That's how I got herpes.
I appreciate your candor, but seriously, that seems so weird. If I walked into your house,
well, when you say it like that, and it's like,
hey, listen, just put this on, like in front of you, or
to make sure that you put it on.
Yeah, where do I do this? I have 6 bathrooms. I've taken the toilets out of all of them. So when I use it, like, do you make fun of me because I've used it? Because you can tell that I've taken it off and now I have to ask for another one?
Well, I'm thinking more of like Dale's friends. Like, why did he have to institute this procedure? Because are they all eating Taco Bell before they come to his house and are just destroying his bathroom? He's like, enough. No, we can't have nice things.
He doesn't have toilets.
Oh, he didn't have at all?
No, he took them all out.
Oh. I thought it was like to avoid cleaning his toilets. Okay,
That's even more messed up.
So then what's even more messed up is that so even if you go over to his house, which a diaper, why would I have to wear a diaper? Like I would just be like, hey, if I was going over there, I'd be like, hey, my limit is 2 hours and then I'm going home. Like I'm not going to be there all night or spend the night at Dale's house. The thing with Dale is that he has to be in a diaper all the time. And that's the concerning thing, is that he's in a diaper all the time because he has no toilets.
You walk up to a table of 10 and you're like, can I get another diaper, Dale? He's like, what have you done?
Yeah, so does he have the diaper genie? like after you're done and you drop it in there so it doesn't stink, and then it's like, I don't know, who knows, but
it's all adults.
I just think it's funny. He's done that to himself. I just think, who goes to his house? I mean, let's get down to the point. He's not having dinner parties. No one's any Christmas Eve party or, hey, you guys want to come over and celebrate this? People are like, no, I'll pass.
Exactly. You walk in and you're the first probably 18 seconds. You're like, you know what? Oh, I got a phone call. I've got a, this is a sorry. I gotta go.
I'll have 2
beers.
He's
like, what do you mean go? I have a diaper for you.
Yeah. What do you mean by go? Yeah. I'm like, I'm having 2 beers, then I'm leaving. And it's like, hey, it was great to see you, Dale. And also you stink because you've been in your diaper all day long. You need to go change your diaper.
We've all been in that situation. We cast no dispersion.
It's called college.
Yeah, Dale, you do you. Apparently probably alone. Because that is not fun.
So this episode is brought to you by
Huggies.
I was gonna make the plug here, but I don't know if they want to be associated with that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, they don't. But I do want to bring up what is a very, very cool thing is Clapper news and reviews, which you can find on Clapper, and it's a great way to market what it is you're doing. Is you're a creator of things, and I'm sorry that was on the tail of Diaper Story. However, I heard this story on Clapper, so it all kind of is on the same thread.
Yeah, it works out.
Yeah. And I bring this up often. I saw a friend made this for me on Clapper.
You purchased that with American dollars.
I'm not kidding. I love it.
No, I know. I know you do. I get it right up here.
Well, what is it?
Hold on a second. Let's get it right up on the camera. Let's make sure everybody can see this thing. Oh, there we go. Focus. Oh, let's do it around. There we go.
Yeah. So what is it? What is it to you? To me, it's
uncomfortable.
Very cool.
I don't. Yeah. To me, I don't know how it was made, and I need.
Well, the person that makes it has a lot of like Beetlejuice themed things.
Oh, that reminds. Yeah, that reminds me of that. Actually, it reminds me of Beetlejuice.
Yeah,
like the thing that comes out of the whatever. Yeah, okay.
There's a lot of effort that went into that, and I appreciate it a lot.
No, I like it. Yeah. So.
Okay. Fill time.
So this episode is brought to you by Clapper, and Clapper is where you can find all this intriguing news about roosters and Dale, and apparently it's also a home shopping network if you would like this.
I love that.
I know. I like it too. I'm just saying, I'm trying to give a plug for how you can make connections on Clapper. And it's actually a really cool platform.
Why is it a cool platform, Ben?
Well, because so on Clapper, what you do is you create your own space that other people can come and hear your content, and you create communities around your content. I'm looking over here. I don't even know, where is the camera? Oh, there. And so other people can come into your community and be a part of your broadcast. And then also they can create their own broadcast, and you can be a part of their broadcast as well. So it's almost like, what do you call those? Like local,
I'm not helping you.
the TV stations where you can go, your local TV station. It's like your cable news, you know, you can go and anyway, so Clapper is
Cable access.
Yeah, cable access. But it's better than that.
I was letting you go.
But
I knew where you were going.
So yeah, so it's like that. So everybody can have their opportunity to broadcast you know, their stuff.
Like shooting a rooster off of a chicken.
Yes. Yes.
And that was a thing. Oh. So it's funny, you get into those conversations and halfway through you'll say, wait, did you just say that you shot a rooster off of a chicken?
Well, then you kill your rooster. Isn't that the point of a rooster, is to like do stuff with the chicken to make more chickens? I'm not a farmer.
Listen,
but the point is, like,
that's
I don't know
a great
exactly
question.
like,
yeah, that's why we need to have a team of people working on this.
I would just shoot the rooster just to shoot the rooster, because it's always just, they're annoying.
Because they make sound in the morning.
Yeah, and they're aggressive and stuff like that. I would just shoot it just to shoot it. If it's doing its thing.
Do they taste good? Do you eat rooster or do you eat chicken? I feel like you don't eat rooster.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I wonder if. Yeah, I mean, you could eat rooster.
Because I had to dispatch chickens as a kid.
Dispatch?
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? Dispatch? Did you just say dispatch?
Well,
dispose of? You dispatch them?
Well, they have to be a usable, viable thing that you can sell or give away in order to eat. And so you dispatch them by dispatching them.
Yeah, you like cut off their heads.
Right.
Yeah.
And you put them in a big bucket. Otherwise, they literally run into the woods.
Oh my gosh. That's ridiculous.
Well, we did it for the homeless.
Yeah. And I would still eat chicken after that.
I was just still eat chicken.
I was just talking to somebody about reading like the documentaries, you know, like Meat is Bad, or like, you know, all this stuff like Fast Food Nation, which became a movie, but it was like reading the book. That was one of the 3 books I read. But it was like, after that, I was like, yeah, okay, I'll still eat McDonald's. Like, I don't care. But it's the same thing, like people going through that or whatever that have to dispatch chickens or opposing chicken. This story sucks.
Well, no, but yeah. I mean, it exists. How many chickens do people eat a day?
Yeah, a lot.
That was you. You just give me hiccups. Either cry or a hiccup when they laugh.
Oh, tooth pulled. Let's talk about that. I've never had a tooth pulled.
Yeah, just have one.
Well, I think you did. Last week. Wait, are you still missing it right now?
No.
Oh,
of course not.
I want to see that. The audience wants to see that.
No. Look.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You did.
They're gorgeous.
Oh my God. Speaking of, you bled like you were dispatched.
Yeah.
Is that too soon?
But you're sleeping in that bed.
It looks like a murder scene in there. It was because he got his tooth pulled.
They know. They heard.
Them saw.
But the point is I got laughing gas. When was the last time you got laughing gas?
I've never gotten laughing gas.
It's great.
Well, see, I want to be totally out. So with all my stuff, even if it's minor or whatever like that, they put me totally out. And that's what's been fantastic is like I've never had to have dental stuff where it's like,
so when you got your vaccine and they're like, we're putting you out. You're like,
well, not like for shots and stuff like that, but I mean like for like procedures or whatever like that. Like I just am like, put me out. I'll give you two funny stories. All right, so I had one guy, he was going to get his vasectomy and they didn't put him out. So he goes to,
I can't wait for this.
He goes to the hospital.
This is his buddy.
And the doctor, no, because I have two of these stories. So it's not the same. Actually, it could be the same story. It's not me. But the doctor's delayed, so he has the sheet over him.
Let me just prepare myself for what this is going to be.
And he has a sheet over him and his stuff exposed, and the nurses keep walking in and out, and they're like, the doctor's gonna be right with you. And then they come in and they're like, the doctor's delayed, like, do you want to go home? And he's like, no, I've been sitting for 45 minutes with my junk hanging out, waiting for this. So finally they get it done. Second funny story is, and so he's awake for it, and so he could feel like all the different things
in the first one.
In the first one, still
because it all wore off.
No, like they still did a localized, but you can feel them tugging and snipping and stuff like that, but it's not painful. You just know, like, here's the next one. The next funny story is I had a buddy that went in.
These are hilarious, by the way. You're scaring the shit out of me.
I had another buddy go in and he didn't research. He didn't research like where they go in to do it. So he shaves himself, but shaves all the wrong areas. So he shaves all below and everything like that. And so he's like bald down below everywhere, and missed the whole area where they actually go in, and then had to live for months as all that grew back in, like from where he shaved and everything like that. And also he had a local and was awake for the whole thing, as the doctor was like, you didn't shave, so he had to be awake while the doctor shaved him down. And I was like, I'm doing it. But
you're like, I got a Brazilian.
Yeah. It's like, I was like, you didn't just Google image like where you had it shaved, but he like,
I spent 150 bucks. It was brutal.
But then he had to be awake while a doctor shaved him in the appropriate place. And it's like,
he's like, you shaved your chest. Nobody, that's not where we're working.
Yeah. I was like, anyway, those are my two funny stories. As funny as they may be, but it's the
fill time. We can't have dead time. All right, here we go.
No dead time.
Well, that's not funny.
Well, you might as well read them out loud.
Well, hire for attitude, train for gratitude.
Oh.
That's awful. Where are we going to go with that?
I don't know. That feels like a motivational speech.
Yeah, we're Tony Robbins now.
Yeah. So
we'll hire you.
Yeah. I can't even riff off of that. I don't even know what that is.
Well, the idea. I mean, because I've hired people and have been in that position, so you hire them because of somebody you can work with.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And you can train them the aptitude, like you can train them what to do.
Yeah.
Because it's in some thought processes it's 90-10. It's attitude.
No, one of my first jobs, I mean, my portfolio was awful, and they were like, hey, listen, you have a good attitude about this. The minute you show that you don't respect or you're ungrateful that we're giving you this job, we're getting rid of you. But so I was hired for, hey,
you're like, well, that's a weird way to bring me on.
But it was also like I was coming on as like a junior designer or whatever like that. So
Yeah.
it wasn't like, but it was like, hey, listen, you know, they were looking at my stuff, but it was kind of like, hey, we see that you have some,
You exist.
yeah. But it was like, but the minute you are ungrateful
Yeah.
that we're giving you this opportunity, you're gone. I was like, okay, fair enough.
You're gonna do major things for major corporations,
Yeah.
and you sketched some
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
On a
Well, this is
piece
when I
of
first started out.
paper.
This is like 25 years ago. But it's like, but it was the same thing where I mean, I look back and I'm like, who would have hired me? But it, you know,
You got to be a good guy.
yeah.
Hang in there. You'll get there.
Yeah.
It's only been 25 years.
Yeah.
Let's see. Fill time.
Oh yeah, I'm still trying to find the camera. I keep looking off over here at the Beetlejuice sculpture. That's my fault. So how's everybody doing?
I don't know what chains pinching even means.
Oh, okay.
I guess that was something somebody was talking about somewhere.
And this is brought to you by Clapper. Someone was talking about chains pinching.
Oh, I did do this. I was
I hope it's chains pinching.
no. I'm no, it's no. I'm looking for a job with major corporations other than the ones I already have.
And it's something to do with Greg and John. And
this is brought to you by, oh Lord.
My name is Todd, if anybody asks.
Yes, our sponsors are at the end of the show, so please hang on. Well, I can't even tell the story. New Year's Day at Pebble Beach. I was hanging out with Bill Murray and just whatever. We'll leave that one there.
So everybody, this is a bonus episode of behind the scenes of It's Something to Do behind the scenes. And we're currently going through what I assume to be Post-it notes of fun facts.
Well, ask me a question.
There's a ton of fun facts.
Be a co-host.
I don't know what that is. I don't know how to do any of that stuff.
Well, I think we already talked about this, is digging bullets out of two people in one shot there.
Wait, who?
Selling panties. I don't know what we got here. Would you sell your panties?
If someone wants to buy them, are they from Dale's house? There's a callback for everybody.
These are all very macabre. Stabbing wife, and then the neighbor, and then they stabbed him. That's not good. And then a phone number.
So
Is
that the call-in?
Yeah. So is that, hey, you want to hang out? No. Sounds like there's a lot of stabbing going on.
So I stabbed everybody, but if you want to get in touch, it's 555
yeah
65555.
Good Lord. I've got one about chocolate. Well, actually, Chocolate is a Clapper cartoonist, which is very good.
So everybody's still with us, so that's neat.
No, they're not.
It's great to have.
They're all gone.
You here, and
I'm just getting in.
You can find the rest of the episodes at itsomethingtodo.com and subscribe.
Oh, the St. Louis boat casinos.
I'm talking about. Yeah. And another phone number. And it's
Uh, the St. Louis. Have you been on a St. Louis boat casino? Oh, you and I.
Yeah, we did.
Oh,
Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
we,
yeah.
we went
Going across country.
Yeah, we were going. We were driving across country, and it, we walked up to the what is it, the arch.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I was gonna back us up to when we went to Laramie,
and I walked in,
but we could see.
and I was like, I'm not getting in that thing.
Yeah,
it's like a BB.
oh yeah. So you had my first. I had a digital camera.
We're not small guys. So when I looked in there and this BB was full, I was like, I'm not getting in that.
And so I had I had that Canon, which was like the first digital camera. I bought it for the floor model, which was like $800 at the time. It took no pictures or didn't take great pictures. And Pete, you walked up and I was like, I am not going in there. I was like, but you take the camera and you get pictures when you go up there. And you're like, okay. So I stayed in the lobby and you took pictures because you walked up to this thing, which was essentially like a 6-person coffin. And you took pictures of what you weren't going to get into. And you came back out the lobby, you're like, you see what I was, and I was like, yeah. And you're like, and we both bailed.
Well, because it was like, packed.
Yeah.
And
it takes 6 at a time up there.
We're not small.
Yeah.
And so
like, there was no way I was going in that thing.
No
that
way.
Was like, I hate elevators as is.
Yeah.
And I think it was ridiculous. But yeah, we went, we
Reno. Got wonderful exteriors.
Yeah. But we hit Reno.
Oh yeah. Where did we go?
We hit Reno. We hit Laramie, Wyoming.
That was great.
People that knew Matthew Shepard.
Yeah.
And staying there. I remember.
And those were actually really meaningful.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. And it was coming from, I flew out to LA, then talk about like change of weather. It was snowing in Laramie.
And what's funny is all of us got tickets.
So then we went to Denver. You almost get hit by that bus. Oh, I stopped you right before because the bus wasn't moving. It was like a tram or something like that.
Well, but it doesn't have a gate. So I didn't even know.
Oh yeah, we were walking down the street and I like pulled you back and the thing just kept.
It was going like 40 miles an hour.
It was like they could care less. And so we hung out there for a little bit and then
because why not?
Omaha. We hit Omaha.
That's right.
Which was like we were there, and then we hit St. Louis. Well, what's funny is because
it was Omaha.
You had
those of you in Omaha. Thank you so much for listening.
My ticket was in Wyoming. And we were driving your Lincoln LS, and you had the first XM when that first came out. I remember the cop pulled me over. We were the only ones on the road for like hundreds of miles.
I saw him pull around. He was going the other way on the freeway.
Snow in the embankment. I'm doing like 90.
Yeah.
I think you're either sleeping or like awake or whatever like that. But I see him turn around and pull us over.
No, I watched.
Yeah, and then he's giving us the ticket, and then he's like, "Hey, is this XM?" And you were like, "Yeah, whatever, dude." Like, and then you start rolling up the window because it was kind of like, "Yeah, if you're giving us a ticket, we're not sitting here talking about my car."
Yeah, who cares?
Here's the funny story: is I never paid that ticket. So fast forward 4 years later, I'm driving on a suspended license and I get pulled over, and the cop they pulled me over because my registration I haven't paid. I didn't pay another ticket, so my license was suspended. And anyway, long story, but they also go, there's a bench warrant out for your arrest in Wyoming. And I was like, oh, you guys talk to each other now? Because back in the day, like no states talk to each other. So it's kind of like you get pulled over in Wyoming. I'm like, what's Wyoming going to do? And like, you want me to pay $150? I was like, and I'm in college. I'm like, I'm not paying that. I don't have the money. So then, but the fact that they're like, they put a bench warrant out. But I was like, so they've had a bench warrant out for me for 3 years. And like, what were they going to do anyway? Like, I could have just gone on and been more responsible, obviously, in my life. But like, they're not going to come kick in my door. But
that was, so I got a ticket. I can't, where was it? In Wisconsin? Where did I get a ticket?
No, you got it on the way back in Texas.
No. Well, Bridget got it on the way back. And so when she got a ticket, they said, you have to pay it. I said, okay. And so I
Yeah.
just brought out cash.
Yeah.
And like, no, that you have to, we're putting her in jail for the weekend because it's a weekend. I was like, there's no way this is happening. What are you talking about? It's a speeding ticket.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, well, you can get a what do they call it? The like a Western Union, whatever.
Oh, like a MoneyGram.
Like a MoneyGram, whatever it was back then. So I said, okay, great. And he's like, all right, well, follow me. So we followed him
to a 7-Eleven.
To a 7-Eleven, walked in, and they're like, yeah, it's broken. We're like, oh, son of a gun. So we come out, and I said, I don't know what to tell you. Like, this is, I have it here.
Yeah.
Like, whatever it is exists in my possession.
The $75.
Yeah.
Whatever this is.
Yeah, whatever it was. And then he said, you have to promise to pay this. I said, I promise. Because it was a non-comply state.
Yeah.
We're in California. And I said, I promise. I'm going to pay it. I promise. We get right back in car, but it's like, we're not paying that. I was like, yes, we are. I just promised to pay. We're paying it. So I paid it.
You didn't promise to. So I'm like,
the guy's got a cowboy hat on. I'm not keeping up with my promise.
He pulled me over on a horse.
I got pulled over in Tennessee. Was that with you?
I don't think we went. I know.
No, we were north.
I think we went. Well, what's funny is,
because I got pulled over, and then I didn't even remember any of it.
Yeah.
So I called them when I realized that I had this.
Yeah.
And I called Tennessee, and it was.
Is this the state? Like, hi, you've reached Tennessee.
Well, I didn't say exactly where it was, but the point is, I talked to the person. It's like 2 years later. I was like, this is going to be $1,000.
It's like an overdue library book,
and
it was $15, and now it's
right. Well,
$2,700.
That's what you think. But it was $100, and I was like, oh shoot, this is going to be a real, because life gets in the way. And you got stuff going on. But I called to make things right so that I can travel in the world.
And
I said, I got a ticket. What is it now? She's like, it's $100. I was like, are you serious?
I love how it's like it's a voucher. Like, it's like it was written on the back of a business card. It's like Deputy John. And
no,
like,
I folded it so you could only see the actual amount. And sure enough, it's still $100. She's like, yeah, $100.
Speaking of where we went,
I was like, so what do I do? She's like, I don't know, so it's $100.
Do you have a mailing address?
Yeah. They don't have marshals out for you. You're going 10 miles over the speed limit.
That was us going, because also your car had the first digital readout of which way you were going.
Yeah.
And so when we left, I went to art school, so I won't know this, but like Illinois is somewhere in there. So as we left Omaha, I was driving again, and I took a wrong turn. Oh, because we also had to go through Ohio when they had a shooter.
Oh, that's right.
But before
that guy in Columbus.
Yeah, Columbus.
He was just picking people off.
Yeah, and
so you and I were
and
like,
you made me drive.
Yeah, but we're just laying down.
Yeah, I was like, Yeah,
I forgot about
yeah,
that.
but
Yeah.
before that, what's funny is like we were leaving Omaha. I took a wrong turn,
Which isn't funny.
And
We're
we're
not
Oh, no,
making
yeah.
light of it. We just happen to be
a part of it, and
a part of it during it.
yeah, and I also lived through the DC sniper, so I know exactly what it's like to be
Yes.
freaked out about being picked off. But we left Omaha. I took a wrong turn, and we were driving for like an hour north through Illinois until you and I were talking. I'm like, oh, because we didn't have GPS. There was no we had MapQuest.
What
and
is-
you printed out MapQuest. There was no your phone or whatever. We had maps that were like whatever.
Yeah.
And I remember like driving, and I'm like, man, because I think it was in your like the rear view mirror had north, and I'm like, man, we've been going north.
I'm gonna interrupt you for a second. That's one of the funniest things in Dumb and Dumber. Oh, the Rocky Mountains aren't that rocky. That John Denver's full of shit, man.
Well, that's what it was. And then I realized we had been going north for like an hour, and I had taken the wrong turn, and I was like, oh, we should obviously just be going east or some variation, northeast, southeast, east, going this way. And I'm like, man, we've been going due north for a long time, and I had a U-turn
in Canada.
I had a U-turn. We almost made it to Chicago, and I had a U-turn, and I was like, oh, my bad. And so, yeah, then we went through Ohio.
Let me blow my nose for a second.
But yeah, then
Antoine, leave that in. He's our producer.
Yeah, but it was like, but the river boats were after that. Is that how it goes in the map?
So,
no. Ohio was after the river boats because we went from St. Louis through Columbus and dropped down somewhere around there. But it was.
I remember we felt kind of safe. We found a place to like some motel, and we went to like an Applebee's or whatever it was, and we were just like, oh, thank God.
Oh no, dude,
we're at Applebee's.
I totally forgot the thing. So we get out of Reno, and people are putting
Reno.
So we put on snow chains because we had to go through Utah. So we stopped at a gas station to get a 20-pack or a case of Miller Lite because Utah is like super dry. So then we get a case of beer, put it in the bag, go into Utah. So we go into Utah, and what many of you may not know, and Utah may have changed in 25 years, but if you go to a bar, you have to become a member. So it's almost like a cover charge.
And somebody has to sponsor you.
Right. So the first one, so I had to pay $5 for membership, and I had to write my information on a card, and then Pete would be my guest as a member of this bar. And what was crazy was the first one we went to, because Pete talks to everybody, and and I'm not one like to talk people up, but we get to know the bartender. And that's a double-edged sword, like if you get to know the bartender and he's, pouring you drinks or whatever like that. But they have these governors on all of the bottles. So as he's pouring a drink, he was like, no, I can't serve you more than that. It goes into a reservoir, into the bottle, and then he releases it and it goes down. And he was like, they weigh all the bottles and they make sure everything. And then you did the next bar where we ate, where it was like, hey, because you had to write your information down. And then I'm sure if we lived there, they would use that as like, hey, I know that you went to the bar, and you be, anyway, I don't want to go down that road, but it was like, but then you and I, we stayed at it was like a Motel 8, and they had a hot tub. And again, this is in the winter, and we took the case with us into the sitting in the hot tub outdoors in this thing, and we're like sitting there just like crushing beers out there in Utah. But the guy that was the bartender was like, yeah, it's crazy, man. Like he was kind of like an outsider, but it was just funny, like,
well, was everything that you like going into a state that doesn't allow things, you you have to know ahead of time. Otherwise, you end up in that state, and you're like, wait, I can't. But I just wanted to get a beer. Yeah, we've got Sunkissed.
Yeah,
You're like, well,
there was,
but I don't want.
yeah, there was.
I don't want to drink Sunkissed.
It was funny that we thought about
White Claw.
it. Was funny that we thought about it to get like a case of beer before we went into the state, and it was like, yeah, this. They may have had signs. They may have had signs on the side of the road that was like, this is the last stop that you can get beer before you go into Utah. Like, I think that was their could have been their promotion for that gas station. Like, this is a, so I'm like, I don't know how we would have thought. I vaguely remember like, this is the last place you can get beer before you get into Utah.
Yeah.
Like, kind of like south of the border, you know how they have all the billboards going down there until you get there. It's like, I feel like that was, it was like, this is the last gas station you get beer. And we're like, oh, good point. You know, and yeah, it was just craziness. But I was just thinking of something else with, it doesn't matter. But
no, it does. Well,
no, I can't think of it now. I'm just like,
yeah, that hotel was horrible.
Yeah, that one out of every,
in Oklahoma, was it you and I in Oklahoma?
Yeah, in Omaha, Nebraska,
where the guy was in the window, and we're like, we're not staying here. Like, it was this like creepy dude.
I don't remember that, but it could have been Oklahoma. I just remember like we stayed at the nice place downtown. We went to the piano bar in St. Louis where the dueling pianos and stuff like that.
And they were doing construction on like 13 floors.
So we stayed at we stayed at like some boutique hotel that was like super. It was nice. It was just like, but talk about elevators that we weren't going to get in. Like, you didn't go in the arch. We got in that elevator, and I was like, oh, this thing is running on hopes and dreams, trying to get us up to our room because we were on like the 14th or 16th floor of this place. I just remember like.
And we're just passing floors that are under construction.
Yeah, it was like
you can hear construction.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Like, we each night, but after St. Louis, we didn't stop it. It was St. Louis and then home. Like, we just kind of jammed. We didn't stay in Ohio, Kentucky, or anything like that. I think we just jammed home. But yeah, it was just like thinking about all that stuff, even the riverboats. Because what's funny is like the riverboats have to be operational for them to do that. So each year they have to move the riverboats and drive them in a circle in the lake or in the river, the Mississippi. Yeah,
well, to a degree. I mean, they're like 3 stories deep. Some of them,
but they have, so they have to be. I think they changed the rules for St. Louis, but they have to be an operational boat.
Yeah.
And they have to be on the water.
Right.
But it has to be, so once a year they have to move the boat around for it to be like an international waters, but it's kind of like you can gamble here. But
I think they untie it and they move it 3 to 6 inches and then they tie it back up. They're like, whoa, that was enough.
I remember because
we're getting leakage.
And Reno, I won big. Like, so that's when you were teaching me blackjack. And I won big in Reno. I think it was like, and big, I mean like $600-700. And then it was like, hey, this goes to the pot of like gas, paying for hotels, like rooms and stuff like that. And I remember we got to the riverboat, and you also taught me like you don't go back to the ATM. I was like, okay, yeah. So we get to
I don't always follow that rule.
But we went to St. Louis. And on the riverboat, like, it was all packed. So you got a seat at the blackjack table, and usually you and I are playing together, and you could tell me like, you were the one that's always talking to everybody, but it was like there's no room, and I was standing behind you, and I was like, I think I got this down. And so I went downstairs where they had more blackjack tables. And
we lost each other, didn't we?
Yeah. And so then I went downstairs, and I remember like in the first 3 hands, I was like, oh no. And I was like, I'm going to the ATM. And I remember pulling out more money and like losing that immediately. And then you and I lost each other. You're like, where did you go? I was like, I went downstairs. I couldn't find you. And it was just packed, but it was like,
well, and you didn't have any service.
And I was like,
I literally, I think spent an hour.
Well, yeah, like wandering around, like trying to figure out where we were. But it was like, yeah, yeah, we didn't have a plan for, hey, I'm going downstairs. I probably just said I'm going downstairs, but it's like, okay, then am I gonna find like once you get up?
I
am
didn't know
still
what
gonna be
that
down there?
meant.
Yeah, and so I was like, but I just remember
It turned
like
out there was a lot of
I just remember
downstairs.
losing so much money so quickly, and I was like, dang it, I should have waited for Pete and or just stood behind you while you played or whatever like that. But it was
Wow.
yeah, that trip was fun. It was a good time.
Well, we became men, and that's what really matters.
Did
We figured everything out and made a perfect utopian
I just remember
society.
you had the itinerary. It was literally on MapQuest. You're like, yeah, here's you were the one that planned out like here's where we're staying in each city.
And we got lost
No, not really.
constantly.
No, because we found our way. Like, hey, we're going to Denver. We're staying here. But you
Oh,
had mapped out like everywhere
yes.
we're staying
Mhm.
and booked the hotels and stuff like that. And then it was like, yeah, we had some hiccups along the way, but it was like we still made it to the city, to the hotel that we were staying at or whatever. But I just remember like because Denver, like we rolled into Denver at like 12 p.m. or something like that. And we went to that pub or something like that, and it's just
On
dead.
17th.
Yeah, but it's like a Wednesday and like no one's in there. I even like there's some cities I don't even know what we did. Like we kind of walked around, I think, and then it was like, okay. And I have no idea what we did. I vaguely remember. I just remember going to the car wash in Laramie because your car was covered in salt, like your windshield wipers weren't working anymore. But yeah, that that whole thing. But it's cool, like seeing different parts of like thinking about like seeing and hanging out in different areas, even for one night, like just around how different it was going from Laramie to Denver to Omaha to St. Louis and just these different places and meeting different people. Even Utah, like I mean, Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
As we met different people from around the country, and it's kind of like here's we weren't thinking about it that way, but it's like, oh wow, we are talking to all these people and seeing these different cultures and different lifestyles. And,
there's a different way to think about stuff. And
yeah,
you walk in and you acclimate.
Yeah, and it wasn't like I mean like. Yeah, but Laramie was interesting. Like, Laramie reminds me of Reggie, and we met in Mexico. Well, in Lauren or Reggie and Lauren.
No, we were.
What were their names?
That was in.
We went Papa some beer.
Yeah, but where were we? That's in. Where's that in Mexico? We were in
Ensenada.
Ensenada.
Because coming down there and stuff. But that was another crazy thing. That was for my 18. No, it was for my. It was around when I turned 18.
Let's say 21.
No, because you could drink at 18 down there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was like, so when I turned 18, I think I came out and we went down there and we stayed at the Best Western. That was like the water. No, the best. But it was just like I had never been like down south, like realizing that everything's tile, just based on being near the water and stuff like that. But like going into a room, because the Best Western's here, everything's carpeted and stuff, and like going there. But I just remember we went to pop us some beer and I paid.
They're flipping us over.
You paid, yeah. So the guy comes out. You paid, like I think it was like I don't know what you pay, like $20 or something for that because they give you shots.
Careful with this story.
Oh, okay. So anyway, so Pete pays. So anyway, so if you do that, we saw other people doing this, and what happens is the bouncer, this big guy comes out and like. You have to take 2 shots, and then he literally picks you up and rolls you over like it's a show. Anyway, so we're hanging out, and we meet. I think it's Reggie and Lauren. They're a couple, and so
I can't believe you remember their names.
They show us. They know the area, so we met them at Papa's Beer. So then we went down to the water and stuff like that, but then they had dollar tacos, which like in Ensenada. I mean, like these are like amazing tacos for $1. So we crushed like dollar tacos. And I remember Reggie, the lady who was running the stand, her daughter hadn't seen Beauty and the Beast or Aladdin or something like that. And Reggie was like, "What's your address? I'm going to mail you the DVD." Because it's back in like 2000, whatever. But she was like, "What's your address? I'm going to mail you the DVD of this so that you have it," or whatever like that. It was like, it was just a cool moment, like, and hanging out with this couple that would be totally random. But then we went down like I think people were setting off fireworks and stuff like that. And so I do remember waking up in the morning and being like, we have no water. Just remember being like mildly not in a bad place. Like
we want to drink the water out of the faucet.
Yeah, but I don't think we were. I don't. We weren't in a bad place. It was more. It like after going out drinking, it was just more like, man, I just want some. I need some water. And I think we had like 2 bottles of water each, and probably had those before we went to bed. And I just remember in the morning being like, dude, I am like parched, and I'm obviously not drinking out of a tap. Like, yeah. And I remember like hightailing it out of there. I think you got pulled over then too. You got pulled over by the California Highway Patrol on the bike on our way back from that, because we were jamming. I think he let us go. Like he was just like, all right. Maybe you didn't. I vaguely remember that, like, because we were jamming, getting back.
That part I don't know.
But it was like, yeah, going down that, because
on a bike. Why would they pull me over on a bike?
No, like on a motorcycle. You know, like CHP, like chips.
I got pulled over by a.
Maybe but I do remember. I do remember you telling me like we were eating the seafood, and you were like, the tequila kills whatever germs. And I remember that, and I was like, okay.
That was Rosarito.
Yeah, Rosarito. And we had lobster or something. I'm like, should we really be eating like all this stuff? Like, it's good, but you're like, no, you have tequila and it kills all the stuff that makes you sick.
By the way, if you've made it to this part of the episode, all of these are jokes. Literally, I've written all of it down. It's all in front of us.
But anyway, I'm selling
no crimes.
I'm selling my memoir, and it comes out next November through Simon and Schuster.
Yeah,
and it also has a young readers edition.
And there's a cartoon. Yeah. Well, if this is what we're going for, we nailed it. And Ben, thank you so much for being a part of this.
Yeah, it's great. Great seeing y'all. I keep looking this way. Sorry. Most of this thing I've been looking this way, but love you.
Well, that's what the camera is.
Yeah, well, who knows? Okay. And that's what we got. And guess what, everybody? It's something to do.
It was something to do.
I feel sweaty.